to participate as well. And my favorite part was definitely spending time with all of you, but also jumping on the big inflatable chair. And I just remember that just looking at the pictures today. And I welcome you to my home. I'm here from the comfort of my house, and I hope you make yourself comfortable. And I really would like to hear where everybody is tuning in from. So please use the chat box. Let us know your team name, where you are, where you're making strides against breast cancer. And please participate. Give us your shout outs. I'll be reading some of your messages throughout today's event. I would really like for this to be a conversation amongst all of us because we're definitely a community. So Escondido, hello, Stacy, Circle Friend from San Diego, Jennifer, thank you and welcome to today's event. I know most of you here have some kind of connection to cancer, some kind of personal connection. And in my case, on my mother's side, I have a tia that was diagnosed with colon cancer. And after months of treatment, she is now cancer-free, and she's been cancer-free for quite a while now. And on my dad's side, I have a close cousin who she was diagnosed with breast cancer in her mid-30s, pretty young, and that breast cancer spread to her lungs, and she passed and left two really young children behind. So this is why I like being part of this event, and it's so important. All the effort you put in every year and being part of this community in order to end breast cancer and just find a cure. And I know that is a bold vision, but today I am going to ask you to join me into making it a reality. And so please participate, and I hope you really enjoy this event. And more than just a walk, more than just this walk, making strides against breast cancer, it is a movement, it is a community, and it's a mission. Because of the pandemic, how we do it this year, it's going to look a lot different, but we're still going to fight back, and it's going to vary depending on where you are, but the passion to end breast cancer, it is still the same. And so right now, I think we have a little quick video. That's a picture of me, but I look different, but it's me. Let's see that.
Here we are, all dressed in pink with our game faces on, in a different world with the same mission, to defeat breast cancer. Because we won't allow our fight to be sidelined, ever. This year, together may change, but even if we're apart, we'll always stay united. We'll rally and we'll fundraise wherever we are, coming back louder and stronger than ever against breast cancer. Because what unites us ignites us. And once we're fired up, we won't back down. No way, no how. That fire is what keeps us in the fight, raising money to fund new breast cancer research, providing 24/7 support for cancer patients, and giving access to life-saving screenings. So yes, this year might look different, but we still need you to join us, because together we've changed the face of breast cancer, and our progress won't be put on pause. It can't. So rally with us and fundraise with us. The future is a world free from breast cancer, and that future is in our hands.
Well, even apart, we stand united to make strides against breast cancer. So if you haven't done so already, please go to our website, makingstrideswalk.org. And I believe we're going to have that link on the chat box so you can click it and you can find your event and start your team today, because we need every one of you to really help make a difference, which you are making a difference. And just being here today shows a lot. And I've been reading some of your messages already. Thank you for sharing your stories. And the Making Strides movement is one amazing show of solidarity for the breast cancer. And we are so thankful to the sponsors you see on our screen. Thank you so much for making this rally a reality and for helping us throughout the years, and also last year, this year as well. Thank you so much. And I want to give a shout out to, yes, Waxy, support our sponsors if you can, please. And there we have the link so you can sign your team up. Nanette, welcome. And also Krista, Thank you for sharing. You're being proactive about your health, and that is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. They call it stage 0 breast cancer. They caught it early, so we definitely need to be proactive about our health. And now, thank you again to our sponsors. Now, it's really important to definitely be proactive about our health. And I know many of you have survived breast cancer, so please feel free to also add that in the chat box. I would really like to rally all of our survivors and supporters right now. And please just leave your message through there. Do a little virtual check-in. I really wish I could hear you all, but at least I can see your smiles. We don't have to wear a mask here, which is wonderful that we can still come together today in this way, even though for me it just feels like am I by myself, but I know I see your faces and it's so great to be part of this event. So please also use the emojis. You can also react, and I think they pop up on your screen. Yeah. So every single survivor is living proof to our fundraising and dedication, and the difference we can really make in saving other people's lives. And we're not just talking about finding a cure, we're also talking about better treatment. And so today I would like to introduce to you Tasha Champion. She is the breast cancer survivor from our Inland Empire event. Please help me welcome her.
Hey. Hi, everybody. Hello to all of you beautiful survivors, those that are thriving. And I definitely want to give a big virtual hug to all of those that have transitioned on. Please know that we are continuing to fight with you. We're continuing to fight with your families and just really being a community of love and support during this time. Thank you guys for having me. Again, my name is Tasha Champion. I am a 4-year BRCA positive, triple negative breast cancer survivor. I have the gene mutation that makes you high risk for breast and or ovarian cancer. It is very prevalent on my mother's side of the family. We've had many diagnoses as well as many deaths from ovarian and breast cancer. My sister was diagnosed 2 weeks before me. We both went in to have an elected double mastectomy to reduce our risk, being that we had the gene mutation. And during the surgery, they found the cancer already growing. For her, hers had just started to spread. For me, it had not, but we embarked on a journey together of love and support, getting through multiple surgeries, getting through chemo treatments. And I am proud to say that we are here, we're surviving, we're thriving, and we're doing our part to make a difference. After going through cancer and all of the treatments is when I learned about the American Cancer Society. I had only seen commercials. I knew that they did research, but I had no idea what a big community ACS was. And when you walk into an American Cancer Society, how loved and connected you feel with everybody that you come in contact with, because everybody has one goal, and that's to eradicate cancer. Through this pandemic, it is so important now more than ever for all of us to continue to rally together in the biggest and most massive way that we can. We're all affected by COVID, yet that does not stop or pause cancer. Although the world is taking a temporary break, there are still people out there that have to hear those dreadful words, "You have cancer." This is why we're here today, because we need your fundraising, we need your efforts, we need your love and support to show cancer that regardless of COVID, we're here to kick cancer's butt. And we are not gonna let COVID stop us. We're not gonna let cancer stop us. We're going to fundraise until we have every single bit of research done that eradicates cancer. Let's put ACS out of business. Why? Because if there's no cancer, we don't have to keep doing this. So let's do this all together, because all of you matter. So I am rallying with you. I want you guys to go out, get people involved, do virtual events, do whatever you need to do, because even if somebody gives you their change makes a difference. If they give you some of those good crisp dollar bills, guess what? They're going to help eliminate their future insurance bills for cancer. And that's an expensive ordeal. So whether it's through Zoom, through a mask, or even through COVID. Let's show cancer nothing can stop what we do. So we will continue to make strides in the right direction. We stride to support, we stride to teach, we stride to reach, we stride to inspire, we stride with dedication, and we stride to encourage. So let's all band together through love, support, fundraising, and empowerment. And let's take our strides against breast cancer. Thank you.
Woohoo! Thank you so much for sharing your story. And once again, you were being proactive about your health and by getting that vasectomy and then finding cancer after that. But I mean, all of that now brought you here to be part of this community. And it just really shows how our dedication and support really does make a difference. And your dedication and support is really making a difference in this breast cancer fight. Now, researchers are saving lives, but the impact, as you were mentioning, of COVID-19 on our ability to fund vital research can also be overstated. And now the American Cancer Society is really facing the reality that they could reduce the ability to fund cancer research by 50% this year. And that is why it is so important, all your efforts, all your fundraising events that happen throughout this fall, that is definitely going to look a lot different. And just your efforts really do make a difference. And an entire generation of research progress and the future that it really holds depends on what we do right now. And that is why we're coming together today, because we're really fighting for the future where everyone has a fair and just opportunity to also prevent, find, treat, and survive this breast cancer like you did, Tashin, and like many of you present have. And because we cannot create a future free from breast cancer without addressing health disparities, I actually just learned that Black women are 40% more likely than white women to lose that battle, to die from breast cancer to die from it, and also are twice as likely to die if they're over 50 years old, which to me, that is insane. And that is why the American Cancer Society's commitment to health equity includes a $50 million investment in research to help understand cancer inequalities and create strategies for overcoming them. But of course, there is so much more we can do. And that is why we're coming here together. And I'm here to tell you the American Cancer Society is not backing down. It is our mission to fund the future where everyone has equal access to care and where we all have the same chance in life. And I would also now like to introduce to you someone that she's a researcher. She's not only fighting to find a cure, but also better treatment. She's Dr. Brooke Emerlin. She is an ACS Research Scholar Grant recipient. So please help me congratulate her and welcome her.
So am I on?
You're on.
Okay, good. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Brooke Emmerling, and I'm an assistant professor at the Sanford Burnham Cancer Center here in La Jolla, California. And I'm so thankful to be here today and really honored, as Anna said, that I just recently received the ACS Research Scholar Grant Award, and which funds a significant research project in my lab actually for the next 4 years, and it's centered around the metabolism of breast cancer and ovarian cancers. And so what my lab studies and what we discovered is a family of enzymes or proteins that are essential metabolic regulators of cancer cells, and particularly they are required for the growth of breast cancer and even ovarian cancers we've discovered. But in particularly cancers with the mutation in the P53 gene. And so many of you probably have heard the P53, this tumor suppressor gene. We call it the guardian of the genome. It's the most frequently mutated gene in all of human cancers. But unfortunately, we cannot and have not developed any drugs to target this gene. And so the exciting about our research, which is funded by the ACS now, is that understanding the proteins we work on and the idea of targeting our proteins for treatment of P53 mutant cancers, and in particular aggressive cancers, as we studied the triple negative breast cancer and the HER2 positive breast cancer. cells. The future really of cancer research is the development of these targeted therapies, precision oncology. And as I'm a big advocate of the communication between biologists like myself and clinicians and oncologists. And all of these things come together because of research funding and because of places like the ACS, that you're allowed to, form these ideas and these collaborations and advance targeted therapies. And this has come, the recent advances that have come out of all these academic research projects that have been funded by places like ACS are the PARP inhibitors, which have been successful in cancer, breast cancer patients. Piqray just got approved for breast cancer patients with the mutation in the PIK3CA gene. Also immunotherapy, which we've heard a lot about these, which is making some strides, but particularly some advances in the triple negative breast cancer. And as well as combining, we call combination therapies, is really combining, because everybody's tumor is different. And when you target one pathway, you can turn on another pathway. So combining many different targeted therapies and with immunotherapy is going to be the future as well. And again, I can't stress enough that none of this could be accomplished without funding. And funding has always been a struggle in the United States and it's just so stressful for people like myself. But during these unprecedented times during COVID-19, I can't even put into words how stressful it is. But as Tasha said, which I love what she said, cancer does not stop because of COVID. And funding has been super tight. It's really competitive right now. We're all mentally struggling with, work-life balance, as well as myself. I'm an elementary school teacher as well as a scientist. So, all these things we really can't give up. And I really like also the ACS slogan, Fund the Future, because of agencies like ACS. So many cancer discoveries have been made, and we need to continue to contribute to we're so close to even making more amazing advances, and will save the life of breast cancer patients. So we can't give up this fight. And thank you so much for your attention, and thank you ACS, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Brooke, could you really explain to us how hard it was for you to get this, this funding to be chosen?
Oh, geez, it's super hard. So, it's the ACS is one of the, one of the most prestigious awards, I'd have to say, in cancer biology to get. It's really difficult. And I don't know how many they fund in a year, but it's very, very slim. And it's a lot of work went into it. And I'm just very honored to have, have received it. And yeah. I think some other people might be able to talk to how competitive it is, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much and congratulations again. Thank you for all you're doing. And on top of being this amazing scientist, you're also a teacher, which I just found out. So thank you so much for all your efforts. And once again, you've really emphasized how important it is for us to do our part and to be part of this, because cancer research, it is at risk. And that is why we must keep fueling it. And if you haven't done so already, please, once again, go to our website so you can sign your teams up and just be part of the future events that we're going to have that will look different now with COVID in mind, just so we can keep everybody else safe, and not just staff members, volunteers, survivors, everybody. And also just please join this community and also in helping make a difference in the future. And you can do it from the comfort of your home. And also you can follow the Facebook page. The link is right there on the chat box. It is facebook.com ACS fundraisers, where everybody can pitch in new ideas on how to do new events that will help people like Brooke and other researchers in the future. And that way we can keep just fighting to find that cure, and also just the treatment that you were talking about, better treatment so that other people can have a better life as they're fighting cancer. And also, if you haven't checked in, please let us know how many years you're celebrating being cancer-free. Thank you to all of you that are participating, stage 4 on trial treatment drug, going 5 years. Thank you, Britta. And now if you like challenges, We're gonna move on to, hold on now. Stacy, we're gonna travel really far. I don't know if anybody's farther than her. We're gonna travel now to Massachusetts, where Stacy has a challenge for all of us. Stacy.
Yes, I'm in Massachusetts, but many of you know, yay, I'm in Massachusetts. Hi. As many of you know, that I continue to return to San Diego to fundraise. So granted, this year is going to look a little bit different, but talk about social distancing. I'm 3,000 miles away from many of my donors. So that's how I'm going to make it work. Thank you, Anna, Tasha, and Brooke. Thank you so very much. I'm excited to be here with everybody today. We got to go fast. So I already talked fast. I'll talk even faster, but what you need to hear, by the grace of God, you're going to hear it. So I'm going to talk about the importance of fundraising safely through a pandemic, and I'll briefly explain why, how it's possible, and share some potential landmines even that you might want to avoid. Could I have the first slide, please? As you've already heard, millions of dollars in breast cancer research could go unfunded, and patient and caregivers' questions and needs could go unmet. So with your determination, and even more importantly, as we all know, your passion, we can help. Next slide, please. I want to give a shout out to these folks who are making it happen. And I know Jimmy Herrick, who's already a pace setter, she's here on the call. I'm not sure if Joyce is on today, but then also all these Grand Club members who are well on their way to becoming pace setters as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. All of us that are on this call share a passion for changing the landscape of cancer. Everyone can do it. We just have to go and actually do it. So this year requires us to be even more creative and resourceful than ever. But let's face it, we were already creative fundraisers because that's what fundraising is all about. So I have a couple of suggestions. We talked about use the resources. We're going to let ACS, I'm not going to get into them at the moment, the mobile app, the fundraising tips. There's so many resources for you. But in addition, I encourage you, and I joke with a friend, we call it the R word, to remember, because I happen to have a bad memory, but I'm going to talk about what we need to remember, what we already know, which includes effective thinking and being mindful of landmines. So here's some things. We need to remember what it is we already know. Folks want to help cure cancer, and they appreciate opportunities to be part of the cure. We can remember to embrace inviting desired participation. That's what we're doing. We can remember that asking does not make us a pest. So be mindful of the landmine, of allowing yourself to kind of think that way. Often people say, oh, I don't want to be a pest. We hear that from others all the time. But those of us that go and get it done know we aren't a pest, but it can be a struggle with the thinking. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But while naysayers put those thoughts, you don't want them to put those thoughts in your head, but when they try, while they're worried about what isn't possible, you're out there making it possible and making it happen. It's not our job to determine if folks are capable to donate or not. Remember that people will only give if they decide they really want to. And for the few that give out of guilt, well, that was their problem. Like, don't worry about them. Now, remember, only a small number of supporters typically give on the first few asks. It's sad, but it's true. So let's remember, though, the most common reason, however, is that people are busy. I can assure you, after 20 years of fundraising, something that I have to keep teaching myself over and over, relearning it every year, is that no matter if I'm on the 3rd, the 4th, or the 12th ask, very generous, intentional donors reply and say, thank you so much for the reminder. I've been meaning to donate. Sometimes I think, really? It's the 12th time I've asked this year, but I need you to understand that's how it is. People are busy and it's okay to ask. You can always give them an out because you can be compassionate if they're not able to give, but plead with them to give you a response. So you're going to assume no response means maybe they're still thinking about giving, because you're going to be forced to do that if they aren't responding, that they're not able to. Let's see, I'll admit that my least favorite part is continuing to ask and ask again, but we have to do it. But here's back to the landmines. Watching out for ourselves and our own stinking thinking. Have you ever heard of that before? And my brother reminded me of a quote in Apollo 13 recently. Let's work the problem, people. Let's not make things worse by guessing. If you sit here and you guess what people want to do and don't want to do, that's our problem. Let's not make it our problem, right? You don't have to guess. We just have to ask, invite, encourage, and think. And another Apollo 13 line, I didn't mean to find two, but failure is not an option. Failure is not an option, right? Anyone? So it's okay to just get out there and keep doing it, do what we can. And then super quickly, I haven't been watching the timer. I'll finish up with a few ideas for reasons and celebrations for giving. So I got married on July 26th and we encourage wedding gifts to making strides. Okay, great. I'm not suggesting that you all go out and get married, because those of you that are already married, your existing spouses may not find that as a very good fundraising tip, and they might not be happy when this is all over. So, however, every day is a gift and a cause for celebration. Like, did you know that today is Swap Ideas Day? Imagine that. That's what we're doing. I didn't make it up. Google it. September 13th is Positive Thinking Day. October 2nd, World Smile Day. Our event dates, October 17th and 18th, our Sweetest Day and Chocolate Cupcake Day. So seriously, look them up. Consider choosing one of the many holidays. There's one every day of the year. And use it on Facebook. Make it for a good reason for people to want to donate just for fun. Why not? Have some fun with it. So that's the key. Be creative, have fun, and celebrate the difference that you make in the fight against cancer, because together we can do it. Thank you. Love you guys. God bless you.
Thank you, Stacy. And the challenge is to beat her, because she is one of the top fundraisers that we have in this community. And also, if you're wondering what this fall is going to look like due to COVID and all this social distancing, well, on October 17th and 18th, as she mentioned, there is going to be a scavenger hunt. I know multiple locations chose to have a scavenger hunt. There'll be great prizes, and everybody will get to be safe and be socially distanced, but also be part of this wonderful event. And also, there are many events that you can do. Be creative, like Stacy said. There is pretty much every day is a holiday. And once again, just thank you everybody for being part of this event today and in the past, to our sponsors, to the staff, everybody that has volunteered their time, their effort, and your commitment. Remember, it really does matter. It makes a difference. And in this cancer prevalent society, now more than ever, our commitment really matters, and not just monetary, but also your time and bringing that awareness to other people. Don't just do it for me, for you, do it also for your children, their children, for a better future and for a cancer-free future. Thank you so much, everyone, again, that is participating. I don't know if anybody has any more last words before we go, but definitely sign up, go to our website, and if we can please add that website again on the chat box so that you can just click and continue to be part of this community. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Bye, guys.
Join the movement.
Join the movement. Join the movement.
Join the movement.
Fund the future. Fund the future. Fund the future. Fund the future for me.